So me and Matson were thinking of a cool place to go in Canada. Keep in mind this is mid-pandemic. And we decided on Vancouver Island. There's tons of cool stuff to do out there. It's within the parameters of our country.
We had been planning a hiking trip, but with COVID it was tough to plan where we were gonna go. We ultimately settled on Vancouver Island, booked some flights, and now we have a week to do some exploring.
We've made it, Vancouver Island. We just flew into Nanaimo, and we're gonna spend the next week camping, sleeping in our hammocks.
We rent a car.
Piece of shit we're gonna be driving.
Cute little car. His name was Sparky. There's a little Chevy Spark. We bagged the shit out of it.
Clearance? Not much.
There's no Lambo, but she'll get us there.
We drive all the way to Port Hardy, which is on the north end of the island.
We just spent our first night in our hammocks, Vancouver Island.
Glorious.
It was a decent sleep.
Bumpy road. This might be a little much for Sparky.
We take this little shitty logging road down to Cape Scott Provincial Park.
We really wanted to get to the places less explored, and North Coast Trail was definitely that.
Lots of people will take a boat in and do the entire North Coast. It takes like 5 or 6 days. Some people do it in 8. But we didn't, with all the COVID and everything, we decided to do it out and back. It'll be easier. We're gonna do 3 days, hike out to the coast, hike along the coast, and come back.
You're watching Epic Trip Adventures. This is the North Coast Trail.
From the Trailhead in Cape Scott Provincial Park, we'll hike to the North Coast, camp at Nissan Beach and Laura Creek, then hike all the way back out.
We're at the Trailhead, getting packed up.
We've got 2 nights, 3 days, and just what's on our back. We gotta pack a sleeping bag and our hammocks.
Still haven't figured out how we're gonna get everything in our bags.
We also need food and water.
You got your gypsy salami and your peppercorn ham, a little bit of bold and spicy mayo, cheesy bun, lettuce for crunch. It's imperative to have crunch in your sandwich.
We got our 2 backpacks.
Man, we have a lot of stuff.
So we gotta be pretty strategic on what we pack in the backpack, how heavy it is, and it's gotta be comfortable too, because it's a long ways.
Gonna be tight to get it all packed.
So that's what we're doing right now. Strategically packing our backpacks so that we don't die.
We'll be fine.
We have started our trek. Here's our goal. We're gonna try to get to Nissan Beach. Beach? Is it Bite Beach?
Nissan Bit? I don't know. Nissan? We say it differently 20 times.
We are gonna try to get to Nissan Beach. Camp there tonight.
We don't really have a plan.
So far, it's pretty cool. Check out this trail.
Hopefully we see some wildlife, but not too close up. Apparently there's wolves, cougars, bears. Got my bear spray.
And I have a rape whistle.
It's most important.
So it started out about 15 kilometers to get to the coast, and surprising to both of us, we were expecting mud, we were expecting some difficult terrain, but it was pretty easy.
It's fucked.
Some mud.
So apparently this first part of the hike is the easiest, but it seems pretty mucky, pretty slippery, pretty challenging so far. So hopefully they're lying about that.
The forecast looking pretty sunny. Fingers crossed.
You are in trees everywhere. Honestly, feels like you're in the rainforest. Vancouver Island is beautiful. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to the rainforest in Canada. Because of the pandemic, we can't leave the country.
Now we're starting the North Coast Trail.
For real?
For real.
No, 0 kilometers. So we started at Fisherman Bay.
Okay, so we have another kilometer, then we start it.
We have to get to the coast and start the North Coast Trail.
It might get more challenging. I don't know. We haven't done it before. I'm not an expert. Are you an expert?
No. What's the opposite of an expert?
An idiot.
I'm an idiot. So this is the start of the North Coast Trail.
There's a beautiful long beach. It's probably a kilometer long, nice in a nice bay, and that's called Nissan Beach. And that's called Nissan Beach. And that's where we were planning on staying our first night.
So you can camp all along the beach here. We're gonna have to find a spot where we can hang our hammocks.
Nice to feel the sunshine. Feels good. It's pretty awesome. I didn't expect this white sand.
We walked down the beach, we found a creek, beautiful trees right there, so we decided to set up camp.
So we've rarely camped somewhere that wasn't perfect. We found another one, another perfect camping spot at the very end of the beach. We had fresh water, we had wood to burn, and we had trees to hang our hammocks in. 3 things. That's kind of all you need. Gorgeous weather, like not a cloud in the sky. And that's so rare for the North Coast. We talked to one of the rangers that walks out there every single day. He said this is the nicest weather we've had all year.
Day 1, we hiked into Nissan Beach. We're just getting set up here. I think we're having smokies for dinner.
Before we came out, we got these waterproof fire sticks. So even if they get wet, they'll still start fire no matter what. You just bust them in half, they're like this. They light on fire. No biggie, no problem. All right, we're gonna attempt to start this fire. Ouch, fucker. Ouch. This is going perfectly, just as I planned.
No paper required, eh?
Boom, within 2 minutes, we got fire.
Had some fireball, got a little buzz on, ignited the night.
Welcome to Cribs. My name is Matson Moore. This is Nice and Bright. We're gonna show you my setup. This, kitchen. We cook sausages. Probably other things, but we just eat spalombos on all of our hiking trails. Come on this way, I'll show you the bedroom. This is where the magic happens. All day for the perfect camping spot. At the end, Anderson was a little frustrated. He was tired, his feet hurt. He was trying to call his mom to pick him up. We have no service here. Forced to tough it out. We found the perfect spot. This is the spot. The lovely sleeping quarters here. Anderson up there. A nice babbling brook to get our fresh water in the morning. I think we found the best spot on the beach. Look at that view.
I think this was one of my favorite camping spots. You're just out there on your own, and it's kind of a cool feeling.
Matson bought this sweet little stove, folds up into like this big. Throw a pot on there, and make some oatmeal. Start the day off right. Get that fiber in us. Beautiful blue skies this morning. I'm really looking out for weather. Matson's looking for something, I don't know what.
No, I'm just organizing, packing up, you know, moving the camping stuff to the bottom, clothing to the top.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
We are up and moving, and our next stop is gonna be Laura Creek. It's about 7K away. We're getting back on North Coast Trail, and we're gonna hike on to the next beach. Human proof as well.
Yeah, Anderson proof at least.
We have entered the jungle. I think this part is gonna be a little bit muddier and more challenging. Uphill. Oh boy.
We hit this staircase and it just starts going up. And I mean, I kind of assumed this trail was along the coast, so I didn't think there was gonna be a ton of elevation, but we were going up and up and up and up. And with those packs, it was exhausting.
Up we go.
This was the muddy part. This was the yucky part of the hike.
It's muddy, very muddy. Holy shit, it's muddy.
This is what we were expecting the whole time. There was the odd log that you could bounce on, rock hopping.
Holy, don't step in that.
Trying to stay dry and clean, but it's impossible. You may as well accept your fate, get muddy, and just trudge through the mud.
Briefly out of the mud, and we've got different terrain. All the trees kind of just disappeared. Got all these tiny little ones. It almost looks like a deserty swamp area.
The trees kind of cleared and we're in this sort of swampy area, but it was so nice out. The sun was shining. It's nice to feel the warmth of the sun and, you know, not be walking through the mud for a bit. So followed the boardwalk, and it was just a nice break from the sort of humid, musky, sweaty jungle.
Now we're at this beautiful lake. It's pretty.
Before too long though, it was back to the mud and, you know, back to slipping around, trying not to fall.
So day 2 was about half the distance of day 1 and twice as difficult. Sometimes it gets frustrating. you slip, you fall, you bang your elbow, get really mad.
We've been in the jungle for so long. We're pretty sure we can see the ocean now.
We were close to where we could get back to the beach and just walk on the sand again. And being able to see that ocean is like, oh, such a relief. Freedom. Like, not like claustrophobic in there, but it's like, that's freedom. We want to get out there to where we can walk on the beach.
We finally made it to Laura Creek. We can see the ocean, the beach. The beach is that way. Check it out. I think we found home.
We're gonna find a camp spot and just enjoy the weather because once again we had an unreal day. It was like 20 degrees and beautiful.
We've just spotted my favorite animals of all time on Laura's Creek. Otters. There's 2 of them. Ah, come here.
It was so cool. I love otters. I think they're so cute. And we saw them hopping around, so we spent a little time looking for them.
We made it to Laura Creek. Find out where we're gonna camp, drop our bag, go for a walk. Do a little exploring. We wanna find a nice place to go swimming. It was pretty sweaty on that muddy trail, so get cleaned up.
We went up Laura Creek pretty much as far as we could.
Oh, these are slippery.
Honestly, we could have gone farther. You can keep going forever, but we were hopping over logs around big rocks, and so we just were hoping to see some more otters.
I'm scared this thing might break. Got a broken ankle out here.
Would be bad.
Across the street.
Anderson, being smart. How do you feel about...
I feel pretty good.
We found a little swimming hole. Oh, it's the deck. It's really cold. Oh, yeah.
We decided we wanted to go check out the tide pools, look for little crabs and stuff, so we went for a walk down the beach.
Got me. Buddy crab.
We saw some crabs, we were walking on the rocks, and all of a sudden we see a bear come out of the bush.
He looks like a baby. We don't have bear spray. Fuck me.
Bears are kind of freaky.
If he comes after us.
Of course, the one time we don't have the bear spray, a bear shows up.
We were at camp over there and we decided to go for a little walk. As we were walking this way, it seems the bear just strolled on by our camp and he's coming towards us now, so we're just gonna hang out. We were hoping to see wildlife. I guess we got our wish.
He's not that little.
We think he sees us, but we're not sure if he's seen us or not.
The bear knew we were there, but he was chill if we were chill, so we all just chilled.
He's getting close. Yeah, he's not a cub.
Okay, we see a second bear.
Listen, we're in the middle of 2 bears.
One's over there. One's over there.
Now we have 2 bears on either side of us, no bear spray, so we're just kind of stuck there to hope that they don't feel like eating us.
This guy's probably
He's pretty close.
100 yards away.
We'll just hang out here for a little bit, I guess.
Fortunately, the bear was minding his own business. He's just flipping over rocks, looking for crabs and stuff. It was kind of cool to be able to watch him so close and just see how, you know, what they're like when they're searching for food, turning over rocks, grabbing stuff. Like, it was neat. I was a little freaked out, but it was pretty neat.
Crikey, mate, right behind me. We got a black bear on the north coast of Vancouver Island.
That was fucking sweet. He just walked right in front of us. He saw us, he knew we were there. Well, we just chilled. He was like, okay, these guys can chill. I'll leave them be. Thank God. Well, what a cool animal. Step, step, step. Neat.
So that kind of made our night. It was exciting. It was a thrill.
I guess we got our wish for wildlife. This last night, it kind of came together. You know, we saw some otters, we saw the bears, some eagles, we saw a little seal out in the water. So yeah, it was awesome.
It's 10. It's 10? It's 10. Oh, I could sleep forever. I could just sleep for days.
Yeah.
Today we're heading home. We're gonna do the 8K all the way back to Nissan Beach, and then we're gonna do another 15K back to the car. Weather wasn't looking great for once. We had a little bit of clouds, thought maybe rain, but it ended up turning out to be a good day again. So that was our adventure of the North Coast Trail. We made it out to the beach. We had a couple sweet hammock camping nights, and we had the best weather anybody could ask for.
Tune into ETA next time for another epic trip adventure.
Into the cave.
Bat in the face.
Oh, that freaked me the fuck out.
You gonna go all the way in?
Might as well.
Hello? Can you hear me? Home? Is there anybody home?